What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another movie review. I did say after we covered the trailer for Beverly Hills Cop Axel F that we were going to do a review on the channel. So here it is. I watched it 2 days ago and this is the first chance I've had to sit down at my computer, so forgive me if I've forgotten some characters' names. I really enjoyed it, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was the perfect way to come back after Beverly Hills Cop 3 left everybody with a bit of a sour taste in their mouth. I seen in an interview the other day that Eddie even admitted that he did phone it in a little bit for the third one, plus he knew some of his co-stars weren't coming back, so he just sort of knew it was not as serious as the first two. I really enjoyed this. They got the humour perfect. They actually brought an 80s, 90s type cop thriller feel to the 2020s, which honestly I didn't think they would have been able to do. Like, is there as much profanity as the originals? No, but it is sort of set in a way where, like, Axel doesn't even seem that bothered because he's older. He still tries the same old stick. He still tries to, like, trick people. He still tries his scams. At one point in the movie, he just says to the hotel receptionist, "I just couldn't be bothered. Just give me a room." So it's definitely a case of Axel's getting older and he's trying to adapt to this new world, but he still brings all of the humour and class that he brought from the original films. I thought his co-stars, I thought Judge Reinhold as Rosewood and whoever, I forget his name, I'm sorry, whoever plays Taggart, I thought they were perfect in the film. I thought at the start Rosewood was a bit cheesy in his interactions with Axel's daughter. I thought Taggart was brilliant throughout the whole film. I thought it was good the way they played on the fact that even though Taggart is Axel's best friend pretty much, even him as a police captain gets fed up with Axel's shtick, because how stressful it must have been having Axel Foley on your team. Especially when he doesn't even work for that police department. He just comes in, destroys a lot of stuff and then goes on. So it must be stressful as a police captain, and I think it reflected that by how much Taggart was getting fed up with him. So fair enough on that. At the end of the day, I would get fed up too if that was my job. And I thought his performance was very good. The scene where he's screaming at Axel to get out of his office, I thought was very good acting for someone who hasn't acted in a long time. He wasn't even in the third movie. I thought he did great. Rosewood, I thought he did come good. The latter half of the movie. Spoiler alert, by the way, if anyone hasn't seen this movie watching this review, that should be on you guys. I think Rosewood in the second half of the movie, when he gets rescued, does very well. I think he's very funny. I think the chemistry between him and Axel is top notch. One character I will say I thought was very, very good was Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. I do forget his name. I do apologise. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he brought a type of Axel Foley energy himself, but like a new generation Axel Foley. I'm not saying he's going to go and get his own movies off the back of this, but to be honest with Netflix, it would not surprise you. I did see that they actually are writing that Beverly Hills Cop 5 as we speak, so I'm sure he'll be in it, no doubt. I thought he was fantastic. His comic relief was brilliant. His sort of like back and forth with Axel at the start before eventually becoming just a badass cop himself. Like that shootout scene where he stops the ambush in the middle of the road on Axel and his daughter. That was fantastic. It's like he was like fantastically written there. He went and he stopped the bad guys in a perfect way. He's obviously a great shot. I think he was a great addition to the cast. Kevin Bacon as well as Grant. Obviously, you knew from the start he was the bad guy, which is another thing I do like. Too many like cop movies nowadays, they're expecting you to work out and piece together puzzles about who the bad guy really is, and will do a big surprise reveal. Whereas the Beverly Hills Cop movies have just always been, this is who the bad guy is. Here's from the start. Simple as that. Start hating them. I think Kevin Bacon did the role to perfection. He didn't shy away. He fully leaned into it. Right, like he made you love to hate him, if you know what I mean. But then he sort of also gives you a little bit of a deeper profile to him. Like he obviously said in the interrogation room that he couldn't, when he was a clean cop, he couldn't even afford to live in the city that he took a bullet in, which is it's crazy. And like it's probably, I wonder if they would have known when they filmed this about the cost of living crisis all over the planet. None of us can afford to live in the city we're living in. That's for sure. I thought he was great. Axel's daughter, I actually thought as a acting performance, I thought she did fantastic. I'm not going to lie, I thought she was fantastic. Did I believe a lot of the stuff about Axel and her relationship? No, I definitely didn't. I think one thing Axel Foley showed in the first three movies is how dedicated he is and passionate he is about to the people he loves. Like, he would literally take a bullet for, like, Rosewood, Taggart, as captain, any of those guys, and he's so passionate about it. I don't know if I'd believe that he would just give up on his daughter that easily. Not the Axel Foley we knew. Obviously, a lot of time has passed. It's been 40 years since the first film, 30 years since the third. I just don't believe that. But they did have a good performance in the movie, I will say that. They played it off well. It was believable in the end, and it was happy ends all round. One problem I did have, I will say, when Axel, spoiler again, when Axel got shot in the final shootout, they didn't play it off enough that there's a possibility he might die. But we all knew Axel Foley wasn't going to die, let's be honest. But they didn't even play around with it. There was no, like, fake final words. There was no closing of the eyes. It was literally he's shot. He's bleeding a bit, not even a lot. He got shot in the heart, guys, come on. And then all of a sudden he's in the ambulance and he's recovered. Like, we should have, like, maybe played about it a little bit more. But it was overall a very good movie. I did like the nostalgic scene at the end of the three of them in the car, and Rosewood just finally giving in and just admitting, it's like, we all know I'm going to do it anyway, so I might as well just do it. So at the end of the day, I thought that was good to finally get them free, because it was the first time I think you'd seen all three on screen together throughout the whole movie, and it was in the final minute. It was a bit of a kick in the crotch, to be honest, because a lot of the advertising was leaning into the return of them three together. Rosewood wasn't in more than half the movie because he was kidnapped, and Taggart probably had more screen time than Rosewood, which is crazy. But I suppose it is what it is. And the relationship between Taggart and Grant at the start, where he was taking Grant's word over Axel's, it is believable. At the end of the day, I know him and Axel are friends, but they're friends from a distance. Whereas he's probably been working with Grant for about 20 plus years as a police captain. Like, he's seeing Grant every day. Probably was as close to Grant as he was to Axel, so it wouldn't have been as simple as to, oh, take my word for it. He played it perfectly. It was actually perfectly written. I enjoyed the jokes. I'm glad he didn't shy away from the humour that made the first two or three very good. We'll say the first two, because the third one sort of did shy away from it. They sort of went a bit PG with it. So I am happy they did a good service. Eddie Murphy clearly really cares about this character, which I am happy about. Honestly, I do believe that you could do another one, but I don't want to see them start milking it like crazy. Like, we've already seen Eddie Murphy's going to be in Shrek 5, which people are saying is milking it a little bit. Now he's going to be in Beverly Hills Cop 5. There's big actors out there that refuse to even do a sequel to any other movies, and Eddie Murphy's collecting sequels like they're Infinity Stones. So I'll still watch a fifth one, that's for sure, as long as I think you still need to bring Taggart and Rosewood back, and I think you need to have Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it now. I think that would be great. Overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm smiling from ear to ear the whole time. It was very funny. Everybody did a great job, and I would definitely watch another one. So leave a comment down below, guys, what any of you guys thought of it. If you didn't like it, let me know, and let me know why. Like, I do understand why people wouldn't like it, because it's an olden day film, but a lot of people have grown away from olden day films, if you know what I mean. The new generation probably watch it and think it's like, what is this garbage? Whereas people like me grew up on movies like that. So I love seeing a return to nostalgia. Too many movies now bring out a sequel like 20, 30 years later, try to do the same thing and just botch it completely. They're too scared to commit. But Axel F definitely committed. So make sure to comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff you guys like to do, and I shall see you on the next one.